why did I decide to play this stupid friggin' game? Alright folks, I got a chance to play Dota 2. I got a beta invite about a week ago, and I put a good solid 10 hours into the game. And I've gotten a chance to actually formulate a full review and opinion of the game itself. We're going to be starting with the basics here. For those people that have never played a Dota game, or LoL, League of Legends, Han, Heroes of Newerth, or any of those games, even the ones that came before it, before Dota even existed, here's what it is. You pick a hero. You take that hero out, whether it's an intelligence or agility or a strength hero, and you take it out and you kill creeps, you kill the opposing side's heroes, there are two factions going against each other, and you try to destroy the enemy base. You can kill creeps on the enemy faction, or if one of your creeps, little minions that run along with you, is ready to die, you can kill it off and deny the opponents the experience that it gets as well as the gold. You can also deny or kill enemy towers that are guarding the three paths to each other's bases. Killing a tower gets you a lot of gold. Denying an enemy tower stops them from getting a lot of gold as well. So you have this back and forth going on between these two factions, 5 on each team that each pick their own heroes. It's back and forth, you're trying to kill each other, you're trying to gank each other, and in the end, the goal is to kill the enemy faction in its totality. So you have that going on. It's PvP in its most basic element. It started out as a mod for Warcraft 3. If you never played Warcraft 3, I strongly recommend you go back and play it. It's a great game. That being said, though, it started as a mod for Warcraft 3. Dota 2 is the official sequel, as you might say, for Dota, the original mod, because the guy who created the mod originally has gone over to Valve and has actually joined the development team for it. So this is an official sequel. Now, I'm going to go through exactly what I liked and what I didn't like about Dota 2 itself. This is going to be a little long-winded, I warn you, and this is all based on my opinion of not just the game itself, but the game type. I'm very critical of it, so keep that in mind. Starting out, the graphics, not bad. Not bad, to be honest. I mean, I expected something a little lower grade than what I got, but the graphics in Dota 2, not bad at all. It fits the game type. It's a little cartoonish, but that's exactly what they're aiming for. That's not something bad. That fits it perfectly. The personality itself of the game, again, slightly cartoonish at times, serious at times, and the graphics just flow very well with not just that game type, but the style they were aiming for. The interface for actually getting into the game, for loading up all the stats, for seeing what's going on in the game itself, for, seeing what's going on in the community, very user-friendly. I installed the game. Took about 2 hours to install on my laptop. Right away, I jumped in. I didn't need to go log into a secondary system. It just used my Steam ID and my Steam login. Always a plus. Always a great idea. Fantastic that people are still using that. I'm glad that Valve went with their current system. Putting in another system for logging in would be stupid. A lot of games do that. I don't know why. Just use the Steam logins. They work perfectly. Thank you. That being said, it's about 90 to 95% complete, the entire interface, not just loading into the game and getting into the game itself, but seeing the community and actually seeing stats for what's going on and interacting with your fellow players. The voice chat itself integrated very well with my systems. In-game itself, it worked fine. I was disappointed, though, that there isn't any voice chat outside the game itself. It's just purely text. That was a little bit of a realization for me, like, you know what? You have it working great in-game. If you're grouped with someone else or you're in a chat with someone else, a specific chat, why the hell not? Just keep it going. But I understand that you can't put it everywhere at times, and you have to save on system space somewhere. So if they did have to take it out somewhere, I'm glad they took it out in the chat room itself and not in game, because the in-game stuff, it works pretty well. It's not very clear. The codecs are obviously somewhat dated, but overall, not bad. Not bad, to be completely honest. The item interface, when you're purchasing items, after you've gotten some hero kills, you've gotten some gold together, you've killed a lot of creeps, you're level 4 or 5, and you have to make sure you're thinking about items properly. So at that point, the item interface, when you're looking at it as a former Dota player, you like it a lot. If you remember all the items from Dota, they're all still in there. It's very user-friendly. You can easily search between the items that make other items or the items that break down into other items, that kind of thing. It's a very scalable system right now in the game itself, and it looks very good. It's very smooth. I was not the best at buying items. I got confused a lot of times, but with the fact that they included all of the original items from Dota, I didn't have a problem. I had maybe 1 or 2 games where I was a little confused. I adapted, I moved on, and I very much grasped exactly how the system worked. Now, there is a caveat. If you are a LoL or Han player, this is going to confuse you. The item system isn't organized by stats or whether it does damage or whatnot. It's organized by what kind of item it is, be it a weapon, a piece of armor, or magical, that kind of thing. It is really confusing for people that did not play Dota at all. So, they could probably do a lot to improve the general item interface of how items are sorted in their full listings, but beyond that, the item interface is pretty good. I was happy with it. Moving on, hero picking, also very friendly to new players. I felt very comfortable jumping into a game and being randomly given 3 heroes to choose from. A strength, an int, and an agility hero. I got to pick between the 3 of them. Everyone got the same different randomized characters. Not the exact same randomized characters. They got their own set. But they had to pick between 3 of these random sets. So I was able to comfortably pick an agility hero when I felt like it, or an int hero when I felt like it. I was not shoehorned into the strength hero, even though I did get some kind of random choice. I really liked how that system worked out. It's very friendly to the newer players, especially like myself, who, if it's an all-pick game, all of a sudden, I'm going up against heroes that, combined as a team have 7 or 8 stuns ready to go, and I have absolutely no chance of survival whatsoever. That problem is prevalent inside the all-pick games. The all-pick games can be very unforgiving. Stuns do not have any kind of reduced effect when 3 or 4 are used to them on a single hero at once. So it can be really difficult when you're going into an all-pick game. I really insist new players going into Dota 2 use the reduced choice functionality where you get to pick between 3 random heroes, a strength, an agility, and an intelligence hero. It makes it a lot more friendly because the enemy team doesn't get to just pick all the heroes that they are absolutely perfect at. With that being said, this is probably the most friendly part of Dota 2. The rest of it is very harsh. Now, here are some of the things that I really didn't like about the game. The gameplay itself, although it was a bit smoother than Dota, it's still Dota. It still makes me cringe whenever I try to play it. I honestly have never liked this genre at all. I think it's an absolute bastardization of the original Aeons of Strife, which was a team all united against a very overwhelming foe. So, as much as I enjoyed this game for a certain period of time, at this point, it's just mind-bogglingly stupid on my part. I cannot stand this kind of game, especially Dota. It looks exactly like the original Dota. Dota 2, the map itself looks exactly like the original Dota map. It looks the exact same. There are no differences whatsoever beyond updated graphics and technically new terrain. Beyond that, it's the exact same. Exact same. Also, with the gameplay itself, if you are a League of Legends player or a Han player, you're gonna have difficulties acclimating to this game. Once again, there are a lot of minute differences that are in this game itself that really throw people that have played other MOBAs off. I talked to one earlier today about it after I let him try the game itself. He was very opposed to a lot of different things that were going on in the game. He felt the graphics overlay was very confusing, the actual graphical interface. The item interface confused him to no end. It was a situation where if you've played previous games that use this kind of format, you're going to be thrown off quite a bit. So keep that in mind if you're going to try Dota 2. I personally didn't have that problem because I hate this kind of format. I'm only playing this game because I want to review it. I never played League of Legends beyond a few games, nor Han. So it's a simple fact of I don't have that extra experience and those extra preconceived notions to throw me off. Also, with the gameplay itself, it's the same kind of gank fest. And this kind of goes into my thoughts on the community around League of Legends, Han, and Dota. The community is the worst part about it. The players are completely unforgiving and vicious. They don't give a shit about each other or about the community at large. They just like to feel badass and have their stats go a little bit higher. And that's my biggest complaint about the game, to be honest. Beyond the community, I might be able to play this game, but I will never enjoy this game because of the community. If it was a single-player game, I might enjoy it a little bit more. Maybe like the Stardock game that came out a couple years back that was a similar tower defense creep format. I don't remember the specific title of that, though. As I was mentioning before, the abilities themselves are the exact same as Dota. All the items are the exact same. The map is the exact same. A lot of the heroes have the exact same name. A lot of the heroes have almost the exact same graphic. This is pretty much Dota in a non-Warcraft format. Very simply put. With that being said, though, I did not like it. Dota 2, again, just like Dota, I hate the format. I hate the game itself. I've never enjoyed this kind of game. There are going to be a lot of you out there that disagree with me, though, because you like this kind of MOBA format. And that's perfectly acceptable. You guys should go play this game if you enjoy MOBAs. This is probably a MOBA in its most perfect form. So go out and enjoy Dota 2 if you're that kind of mindset. I personally will never get involved in this game again. I did not enjoy it at all. We also... there have been a couple issues with the loading system and the code itself of the game. I tried to load the game up today and yesterday, and both times I'm getting some kind of strange error with the graphics. I've never had this issue before, but as far as I can tell, a couple people are having it as well. It is a beta, however. This is the time to work out those kinds of bugs. May as well just go with it, because hell, why not? You'll have to work out these problems eventually, and it's better to do it while it's in a beta and get it done with. That being said, that's my review on Dota 2. If you like MOBAs, if you like League of Legends, Han, and the original Dota, you'll probably enjoy this game. Not gonna lie, you'll probably enjoy this game something fierce. But if you're not of that very intense mindset where you can enjoy this kind of game, do not touch this game at all. It's just not worth your time. Thanks, and enjoy the reviews.